Spam, spam, the miracle meat in a can. It's spam. Yes, today's video is going to be about spam. Now, this is already an item that should be inside your emergency pantry for using inside your bunker after nuclear strikes, or to have on hand for when the whole economy decides to take a crap and we decide to go road warrior. But I'm not going to be covering regular spam. I'm actually going to be covering something else you may not be aware of. Korean barbecue spam. Now, the information I found on this, Hormel introduced it in July of 2024, and it is now one of their permanent flavors. And the only location you can get Korean spam is at Walmart. It is a Walmart exclusive. I've been trying it through different recipes the past few months here, and I do highly recommend it. The number one thing I recommend it for is breakfast. Cut this up into slices or cubes. Fry up some eggs, and then fry up the spam next to it. Serve the two together. Mix them together as a scramble if you want, or just have fried eggs with slices of the spam next to it. It's really good, really complimentary. You can easily cut this into slices, fry them up as spam patties, put them on a sandwich, put a fried egg on it, and some cheese. Really good. I recommend that one also. So, something that occurred to me. Let's do a side-by-side of the two on nutritional information and all that. Both cans are 12 ounces, exact same size cans. Nutritional information. Regular spam, 6 servings. Korean, 6 servings. Serving size, 2 ounces on both of them. Calories per serving is 180. Nutrition information. Both are 7 grams of protein. The regular spam is 0 carbohydrates. Korean spam is 3 grams carbohydrates. Total fats are both 16 grams on each. Saturated fats, 6 grams on each. Cholesterol, 40 megagrams on each. Sodium is 770 milligrams on regular, 600 milligrams on the Korean spam. Now, price-wise, both are the exact same at Walmart. So, cost-wise, they're going to be the same. Now, how does it stack up with cheap store brand? Cheap store brand is 12 ounce can, 6 servings, serving size 2 ounces, calories 180, total fats 16 grams, so that is the same. Saturated fats on the store brand is 4 grams compared to 6 on regular spam, compared to 6 on Korean spam. 0 trans fats, 40 milligrams on all 3 types for cholesterol. Sodium is higher on the Walmart brand at 790 milligrams. 0 carbohydrates, 0%, it's 1 gram. Protein is the same at 7 grams per serving. Higher potassium level on the Great Value version at 4%. Iron is 2% on all of them. No calcium, no vitamin D. Now, why do I mention Korean barbecue spam? It's a change of flavor, something to change things up. If you're in that emergency situation, you know, you're surviving in your improvised fallout shelter, or things have completely fallen apart, and you're down to just bare minimum items, this is something to change up from having regular Spam every day or the store brand version. Taste on it is sweeter because it is Korean barbecue. I have a feeling this will go really good with rice and beans. Probably a bit better than regular Spam, or definitely better than store brand. Store brand luncheon meats are good for adding into stuff, like adding into a hot dish or something like that. But when it comes to frying it up, to have it as a patty or to mix in with eggs, it does kind of fall a bit short. And the store brands usually have a tendency to come apart when they're being fried. Where original Spams, it keeps its consistency and it has a better taste. Probably because there's a higher percentage of pork probably in the actual Hormel Spam than in the store brand. Let's see. Listings of ingredients. Comparing the two right now. Pretty much the same. It's pretty close, but there is a few more preservatives inside the store brand compared to the real Spam. And there's a lot more ingredients on the Korean Spam because you had the barbecue sauce, which is going to add a lot more stuff into it. But if you're looking for a change of pace to add to your emergency pantry, if you can get a hold of some, give it a try. And if you like it, start getting it. It's the exact same price as a regular can of Spam. So as I said, the only locations you can get these at currently is Walmart. It's a Walmart exclusive. So there you go, an item that is out there that you can add to your emergency pantry to change things up every once in a while so you don't end up with monotony in what you're eating and then you get sick of what you're eating. How much of this should you get? Well, that's up to you. I'm trying to do a mix of 2 to 3 cans of regular Spam or store luncheon meat and then 1 can of the Korean, so that you had that little changeover every once in a while. One version of Spam I'll say right now to avoid for your emergency pantries is the low sodium Spam. You may think that's healthier, it's better for you, but the problem is the shelf life on it sucks. All the complaints I've heard, or the worst complaints I've heard on shelf life of Spam, when you find out the exact version that went bad the fastest, it's typically low sodium. The low sodium Spams, for some reason, those cans do not make it as long as they should, and they have a tendency to start blowing up like balloons, which indicates there is some type of bacterial action going inside the can. My guess is because the environment is not salty enough to kill all bacteria. So I know a lot of it also is the canning process, the amount of time that it's inside the cookers as they're sealing the cans and cooking them. But it's, yeah, as I said, the worst info I've heard on stored Spam is always the low sodium. I have not heard outcomes on storing this yet because it's only been out for almost a year. We'll see how it is, if this will have problems because of the higher sugar content. Time will tell. But for right now, I do recommend this. Add it into your pantry. Your taste buds will thank you when you're in that survival situation and you're having that can of Spam every day and you're trying to come up with different recipes to use it in. You know, this is one of those things to swap out to change that monotony, you know, make it easier on your stomach and your mental health. Now, for all my engineer brothers in the Patriot Militia movements, always remember essayons.